Hi, I'm Emma, mum of a child who wet the bed until he was 10 and creator of the Dry at Night Stop Bedwetting for Good programme. When children wet the bed, it's miserable for the whole family, and the longer it goes on, the more problems it creates. Parents feel desperate for their child and have to work hard to protect them from being teased. Meanwhile, they're madly searching for a solution that works, trying everything they can lay their hands on. As I say, our son was 10 years old and had never been dry at night. We'd spent 5 long years trying to find a solution and we were desperate. I hardly need to explain why we were desperate, but you'll know it breaks your heart to see the distress and confusion that bedwetting causes as they get older, and it just doesn't stop on its own. They can't go on sleepovers or school trips without fear of being caught out. And you have the daily fear of their friends finding out and them being teased. It's confusing for us too, when in every other way they function normally as children and we can't help wondering what might be wrong. The thing is, it affects us all, and the constant washing and broken nights are exhausting, exasperating. If you're anything like us, his sister was dry at night when she was 2 years old, so it's hard not to make it a big deal. And who do you talk to? Even friends can be judgmental because they just don't understand. And what if your friends mention it to their children and your child's secret's discovered? Even though people like the lovely Martin Clunes are really open about their bedwetting, it still is taboo. And parents tell me that they feel completely alone, just like us. Perhaps like us, you've tried everything. Perhaps like us, you've been told by a doctor, don't worry, they'll grow out of it. Perhaps, like us, you've been told that if they don't grow out of it, there are drugs. Perhaps, like us, you're just confused and conflicted and you start to wonder what you're doing wrong. We waited and waited in vain for him to grow out of it, sporadically trying one thing after another. The list of things that we tried is almost embarrassing. And I would say that the one thing we did not try was drugs. When I found out what one of the side effects is paranoia, I thought, he's probably got enough to contend to without adding that to the mix. All in all, I spent 5 years trying to find a solution and then found myself paying over £2,000 to get him dry. And, you know, I don't mind admitting that we couldn't really afford that at that time, but I managed to convince myself that the alternative was just too awful, and we found the money. And happy days, it worked. But despite being thrilled that he was now dry, I was left feeling fed up about parting with so much money and having the process unnecessarily drip-fed to me over many drawn-out months. I just wanted to understand what it was that was working, and I was actually disappointed that they couldn't answer some of my questions. I was also really angry that I couldn't find any help in the UK, and I started to do research myself. Luckily, my psychology degree came in handy when I bought and unravelled all the latest scientific research. And I am also the author of 2 parenting books. I'm rather ashamed to admit this, but I actually put this programme together out of anger, and I was really motivated to do a great job because of that. I wanted to scream, why doesn't everybody know about this? Anyway, I did put it together, and what I discovered was that actually, as long as the child doesn't have underlying problems, which most don't, the solution is very simple, and there are thousands of children and parents suffering unnecessarily. So I've put together a comprehensive programme that you will find not anywhere else at all, and I hope that people will be able to afford it. That was the point of me doing it. I am very passionate about sharing this information. So if your child is over 5 and still wetting the bed, this programme is right for you. I've detailed everything that is included in the programme below, and also included answers to questions that I get asked all the time. Most importantly, I want you to realise that you're not alone. Not only do you get email support from me until your child is dry, but you'll become a member of a private Facebook group so you can connect with other mums and dads in the same situation whenever you want. I know how difficult it is, so get started today, safe in the knowledge that I give 100% money back guarantee.